Today we are going over an absolutely incredible Nidalee player, perhaps one of the best Nidalee players in the entire globe. They have a 3.39 KDA average on the North American server in Challenger. They go by Will He. Over 1000 LP, and their build rune page is as follows: Conqueror, Triumph, Legend Tenacity, Coup de Grace, Secondary Tree, Sudden Impact, and Eyeball Collection, opting to take the attack speed for the increased clear. Let's go ahead and get into the game. So we can see right off the hop, they're starting with a standard leashless clear on the top side, of course, starting with Q, starting with the blue buff, taking E level 2 to get the increased DPS and healing, and of course using all of the auto canceling on Nidalee. If you didn't know, your spear in human form, your heal in human form, all of them actually allow you to cancel auto attacks to get more DPS in, and you'll see this player actually do this quite consistently as he is clearing, of course making maximum use of all of the auto resets, including the cougar form auto Q as well, getting the faster autos in for faster clear timings. And we can see here we are going to go ahead and take wolves and just proceed with a very standard clear, going ahead and hitting a max range spear on the biggest scuttle crab here, taking W level 3 for the resets, placing the trap so that we can hit that, and of course finish off all of the small raptors with an EW at the very end, proceeding on to the red buff. Now at this point in time on the map here, we can see it's 250. We can go ahead and clear our Krugs, saving our smite for the crab fight that should probably happen here with Rammus. Now it is likely that Rammus also started topside due to some early game shenanigans that did happen, but we can see here that Nidalee is just going to be hopping over this wall here and looking for a counter jungle, because Rammus actually showed in the top lane with red buff, so we know for sure that he went ahead and started topside now for sure. And we're going to be going ahead and taking his blue buff and Gromp counter jungling, not even wasting a millisecond here of our time. Now we can see blue buff is going to go down. We're going to take Gromp, and then we can look to actually potentially take the bottom scuttle crab, let their bot lane push out, and then actually go for a play there potentially in the bot lane right after. We can see their bot lane is actually walking over, so we're going to walk out here, not overextend and die for this, and we're just going to go ahead and take the scuttle crab instead, placing a trap here just in case they try to walk into us, so they will get marked and revealed. And now we want to be looking for plays wherever we possibly can, but we can still actually counter jungle the Rammus. We can walk into his wolves, which we know are up indeed as well, and we can go ahead and take these as well. So we're going to go ahead and do that, just not wasting any time here at all. Now Rammus could potentially find us here, but we do win early fights with Rammus as long as we kite efficiently. We can see that we are here and we have Conqueror, so this is where Conqueror is really good. It's in these types of skirmishes, and we can see that their bot lane Lysandra is missing, so we want to play it safe here, but we can still harass him. We know that he's taken the the Gromp there, so we're going to go back to the wolves here, pressuring the enemy team and forcing them to walk into our team, who is going to go ahead and poke them out even more, taking the wolves here. And now more than likely Rammus is going to be looking to go ahead and take the top scuttle crab, but we see that their Jace is overextended, and we last landed an absolutely insane spear on him there. So we're just going to go ahead and do a quick little replay because we did miss that. So we can see that their Victor was really low recalling here. We hit a max range spear on him, which allows Victor to flash in. Now that flash for Victor was unnecessary, but now we can look to go ahead and contest the scuttle crab here, which we know that Rammus is going to be close to. So we see that Rammus is in his top side over here. We're going to go to the scuttle crab here. We're going to double crab him, and then we can look to potentially make something happen in the top lane here. We see there's an engage happening, so we're instantly going to be going over there, landing a spear on the Jax, and that's a free kill. We're going to be taking that. We know Rammus is here, so we're just going to go ahead and walk back now to the crab, take that away from the Rammus so he does not go ahead and get that. And my god, is it an action-packed game so far. So much goes on. Nidalee just has so much mobility that you can make incredible amounts of plays happen so fast here in the game. So instead of going ahead and wasting any time counter jungling, because we know Rammus already got this and his raptors aren't up, we're going to go to our own jungle. We're going to take as many camps as we possibly can, and then we're going to be resetting probably after a full clear, meaning wolves, raptors, Krugs, etc. We're going to speed through this because there's not much happening. Now I want to slow us down here because we did see Rammus actually walk towards the bottom side here, so we want to be pinging our team so they know that's going to be happening. We see Rakan still falling for this and still actually almost dying, but regardless, he does get out. because of course the Lysandra is not currently in lane. Now after taking Raptors here, we're going to reset. We're sitting on a lot of gold here, so we do not want to waste any time. You can see that we're actually one camp away from hitting level 6 as well. An absolutely phenomenal early game. Picking up the Sorcerer Shoes, the Dark Seal to start stacking that up off of kills, and an Amplifying Tome. A tremendous back. Now we can see that Lee Sin here is going to be able to kill this Jax no problem after he went ahead and dove that for some reason. Jax is not playing well right now, but we see our blue buff is respawning very soon. We also know, however, that Rammus's Raptors are up soon, so we can actually look to counter jungle the Raptors before taking our blue buff, because we do have the timer on that, because we did drop a ward over there earlier. So we're going to be taking that away from Rammus, and we also know that Rammus's red buff is going to be up shortly as well. So we're going to hit level 6, put an extra point in our Cougar form for the enhanced damage that we do get off of that level up, and then well, we can go ahead and look to counter jungle that red buff as well. We know that Rammus most likely will be going to this red buff, so we can take this before he gets here. We have a ward on him, a very nice place trap there. We can go ahead and just look to fight him here. We know Jace is on the way, so we need to make this play happen quick. We do have Lee Sin right here, so we're going to go ahead and do as much damage as we can. Now Jace is indeed here, so we're going to walk back just a little bit, flash over the wall, and look to land a spear. Now we know that Jace is indeed able to win this fight with Jax, so we're going to wait for our Victor to get here, who does have evolved abilities, and Lee Sin lands a very nice Q, but he can't follow up on it because he's out of range. So we're going to look to try and chase down this Jax now if possible, and it looks like Jax does indeed get out. So instead of chasing for that, we're going to go ahead and make maximum use of our time, start counter jungling again. We can also look to take Herald here. Most likely not going to do that though, because it is going to be a little bit of a waste of time. It's more efficient for us to go ahead and clear out our entire jungle, because that'll take the same amount of time as, of course, the Herald would take, because of how long that does take when you're taking it solo especially. So we're going to go ahead and take the blue buff here, the Gromp. Going to hit a double E there. Very clean. Hitting both the Gromp and the blue buff with that. And now, of course, we can look for a gank in the top lane here. We see that Jax is actually pretty far extended, and our Lee Sin is strong enough for us to make this play happen. So we're going to go ahead and kill that Gromp and look for this play right here. Instantly going to the top lane. Lee Sin does have his ward hop, so he can close the gap. Now, we can see that he kicks the Jax back. He lands a very nice combo. And we're going to look to hit that trap. Now, a little bit early on the spear, but that's okay. We still pick up the kill. And now we can look to continue full clearing, potentially also taking Herald. Instead, opting for the recall here, which is fine because we do have a lot of gold after everything that just happened, and we want to be ready for Dragon. If we do take Herald, we're risking losing Dragon, which is not ideal when we have this much of a lead. We do not want to give the enemy team a win condition. So instead of taking the Herald, we're making a smarter play here actually, and we're going to be picking up some items. Now, you probably notice he has a Sapphire Crystal. That indeed is a very interesting buy, right? What can that be building into? Well, imagine a Luden's Tempest, most likely, with this Blasting Wand, right? And that's actually a pretty strong item on Nidalee. Very underrated in the jungle. Most people go Night Harvester, which, don't get me wrong, is a great item, but Luden's Tempest actually does provide you with some very beneficial damage stats in the earlier stages of the game as well. So we're going to see the effects of that, especially when we're landing some max range spears. Once this item is completed, it's absolutely phenomenal to watch this player utilize this item. It's amazing gameplay. So we're going to be taking away that Dragon, no problems. We can see that Jace is pushed in the mid lane here. So instead of going ahead and, well, wasting time in the mid lane, we're going to go ahead and clear out our jungle. Jace is actually sticking around. He's on vision. Now, this is actually killable here. We can actually kill this Jace. So we're going to be looking for something here. We see Rammus is also chilling around here as well. They're trying to make something happen. Really great ward there to spot out the counter gank. Huge max range spear almost landing on the Jace there. And Jace just barely gets out. We need to land another spear here to secure the kill. And we do indeed land that spear. Phenomenal. 2 spears in a row. Jace also flashes and still dies there, even though he has Mercury Treads. And we're going to now use this advantage to counter jungle even more. Our bot lane does end up getting dove there, unfortunately. And now the enemy team does have a win condition, which is the Jinx. So what do we need to do now? Well, now that Dragon's no longer up, we want to be going ahead and taking Herald and pushing our lead in the top lane and mid lane as aggressively as possible, so that Jinx is forced to leave lane and help defend. And with that, we can actually look to kill her. We can see that Herald is going to indeed go down shortly here, but it looks like there's a play happening here. So we're going to have to leave the Herald here and actually fight this. Hopefully killing this Jace here, who has no flash, which we do know. Unfortunately, Rakan gets the kill with his Ignite. That's okay, though. We're going to go back to the Herald now, and we're going to finally take that after the Crab, of course, which is just a little bit more efficient for us to take. Now, there's not going to be much to contest us here. We do have a Lysandra that's here, and she's kind of walking into a lot of empty vision here. So we can actually look to potentially kill this Lysandra, who's now on vision. Look at us. We just can't get this Herald because there's just plays happening over and over again. But it looks like Lysandra's just going to walk out, and we're going to be taking this. Lysandra walking right into the Rakan here. We do get the Herald, and now we can look for a play. Once again, the enemy team walking just a little bit too far forward. If we land a max range spear, that is a free kill. And now we're going to go ahead and just clear out our jungle. It was quite an action-packed 12 minutes so far in this game, I gotta say. Absolutely insane just what's been going on here. Of course, we're going to proceed with a standard clear now. We're going to get ready for the next dragon, which will be spawning shortly after we do our full clear. And we're going to be picking up our first item. Do we have enough? Do we have enough? Luden's Tempest. Let's see it. It is indeed there. We picked up the Luden's Tempest. Absolutely amazing. This is going to do incredible damage. I'm so excited to show you guys the sheer potential of this item. Now, we do see that their bot lane is actually very far overextended, and we just got our Tempest completed. And Jin's going to be there, and Jin does have ultimate, right? So we can look for this play, certainly. We have Rakan coming in. Lands a huge knockup. We want to, of course, get the spear off the knockup, and we just one-shot the Jinx. Lee Sin hitting the Lysandra out of the ability there, and we pick up a double kill. Lysandra not able to use her E to escape that gank. Well played by Lee Sin. Now, we want to go ahead and counter jungle here, see if there's anything up. But there's nothing here, so we're going to go ahead and look for the dive here in the mid lane instead, pushing our lead even further. We can see that Jace has an idea that the dive is coming, so he's going to try and get a kill here. And, well, Goon Squad's there to pick up the slack, and now we're going to go ahead and push this lead even further. Unfortunately, Raptors are not up, but the red buff might be. So we're going to look for that red buff. Hopefully, we can go ahead and pick that up. Oh, almost stealing that away, but jumping over the wall here, and we can look for these fights. Rammus cannot fight us here. We're just way stronger than Rammus. We see that Rammus, not too happy about that. But the red buff is up. So we can look for that. We have to be careful, though, because Lysandra is close by. We did fail to jump there. And we actually might get taunted here if we're not careful. Oh, Rammus is pissed off. Now, Lysandra does have to flash over the wall here if she wants to get in, but Jace is there. And we do have Lee Sin, and Lee Sin can indeed clean this up. We just need to hit some spears here to help him out from a distance. Don't get too close on this. We see Victor is coming in. He gets Rammus very low, but Rammus is not dead. He dies to the Leandries. Now we can see that Rakan is indeed going to die here if we do not help him get out. So we do get walk close enough so for him to use his abilities. We land a nice spear over there. And if we land one more spear, we can potentially get a kill. But Lysandra is looking to hunt us down here in our jungle. Just waiting for the Lee Sin. Lysandra is indeed going to die here. I don't think our team will be able to get there in time. We do land a spear. Jace comes in and is able to one-shot the Rakan. A lot of damage on this Jace. And just land one more spear. Oh my god, so much damage there. But not quite able to get any kills. We were so close to getting kills so many times there, but Lysandra's ult stalled for just long enough. Well played by the enemy team. What an incredible series of events that was. And we're able to just barely get our kills. But now we see that Draken is spawning here, and we know that Rammus is on this based off of vision. We cannot let that happen in a game like this. So we're going to be pinging our team to get over there. Come on. But it looks like no one's going to be actually able to get there in time, maybe. I don't know. It's looking a little bit late now. We're looking here. We know that they're on the dragon. It is there. We're not able to steal it with the spear, but we do take half of Rammus's health bar. And we can actually look to maybe chase him down here or get the Jinx. One of the two. But if we land another spear on the Rammus, he is indeed going to die. We can just hunt him down after that. We see that his blue buff's up. So we can look to go ahead and take that after we get these, the crab here in the river. And we just want to be looking for spears through the jungle. Throwing spears in the jungle as Nidalee is the best way to land them, because people have way less time to react because it's coming from the fog of war. They can't see you throw it. It's just on their face just like that. And that's a free kill, right? That's how you want to play Nidalee right there. That's why she's so good at invading, is because they don't see the spears coming. and you just get free kills like that. We see the top lane here. Oh my god, Jax is tilted. Now, Lissandra's going to try and engage this. She does use her ultimate here, so we can actually look to get a kill here if they do overextend. Just playing our distance, landing the spears. Jin's ult is here, but we have to be careful for the Jace now. We're going to die to the Jace, or the Jinx actually. And Jinx is their win condition. We have to be very careful here, feeding her and giving her shutdowns like that. Couple more shutdowns, and Jinx can just 1 versus 9 this game. It doesn't matter if her mid and top are feeding as much as they are, because she has a Rammus, she has a Lissandra, she has the peel. Now, what are we going to buy here? We see that we get a Blighting Jewel and a Blasting Wand. We can see that there's quite a few people itemizing magic resist on their team. We see a few Mercury Treads. We see an Aegis of the Legion. So we don't want to waste any time, and we want to be getting Void Wand, because once you get Void Wand, it's one of the most cost-efficient items in the game. Fun fact, especially in a champion like Nidalee, who does so much damage with a single ability, such as, of course, her spear. So we want to be maximizing the damage of the spear. Between the magic penetration we're getting from Luden's Tempest and, of course, the Void Staff, we're going to be hitting like a truck. And we know that Jax already has like a ton of magic resist built into his kit already with his ultimate and all that. So we do not want to be wasting any time on building these items. Now, we do see that they are looking potentially for some kind of play here in the mid lane. A lot of the enemy team is over here, so we can look to maybe set up some kind of counter gank in the top lane, in the mid lane, one of the two. We see there's many people in the river here, and Rammus is actually walking up. So we know that Rammus is going to come in here. We do almost land the spear there, but we could just look to play over the wall here, land a spear on these low health targets, landing a spear on the Rammus, getting the kill. Now we want to shut down this Jinx, but we have to be careful, because she does a lot of damage, right? Almost gets us there, but not quite. At least it lands the kill on the Jinx. Able to chase her down, but we got to play back here because we see that the Jax is officially here. And now the last person to worry about is the Lissandra, and she can't see her spear coming. So that is a max range spear hit right on her, and we finish her off with the auto attack. That is an ace. And we do have a Herald that is spawned here, so we can look to take the Herald, of course, with our Lee Sin. And we want to drop that probably in the mid lane once we get some more kills later on, just to push our advantage even more heavily. Killing the Jinx there is absolutely amazing. So this is absolutely great stuff for us. We're going to, of course, reset there. We're going to finish off, get our Void Staff, and get a Fiendish Codex as well. CDR is amazingly cost-efficient on Nidalee. Now we can, of course, see the Sork Shoes, the Void Staff, the Luden's Tempest bonus, Magic Pen. We have a lot of magic penetration here, right? We're basically doing shrew damage now with our Q at this point in the game. So we're going to be looking for a play here. We see that Jax actually makes it a little easy for us. He walks in there. Now, he does use his flash, so we need to back up here because the Jace will do a lot of damage right now. He's at his power spike, essentially. He's really close to it, at least. Once he gets his mirror mana, he's going to be one-shotting people for sure, especially us. We may be fed, but we're still squishy. We're going to stand here for the recon, almost landing a max range spear there on the Jace, but not quite. We're going to try and hit him again, and just barely missing. Nice try, though. And we're just going to look to push our lead. We do have Herald, right? So we can make some plays happen. And we're just going to go ahead and counter jungle where we can as well. Maybe landing a spear here. That would be pretty nice. We want to go into the fog of war so they can't see our spear coming too. We're going to go ahead and get this dragon, or so this tower before the Herald even spawns. And then we're going to look to crash it into this tower here. Hopefully we can do that. I mean, it might not be able to now because of the shenanigans that are happening down here. Our team is not able to help out to get this in, and it does get close enough, which is good. Have to be careful for the Lissandra engage, but we do get the crash and a lot of damage on that inhibitor tower. Now Dragon is spawning, so we're going to go ahead and ping that, get our team to go ahead and do that, have someone defend top, maybe throw a couple pings up there as well, and we're going to go ahead and take this Dragon. No problems. The enemy team cannot contest. Jinx will try to throw a rocket. It does not go ahead and do anything. So we're going to take that. And now he says the enemy team is positioning around Baron. We cannot let that happen. So we want to make sure that we're also positioning around that. And we're going to go ahead and just walk in here. They don't have a tremendous amount of crowd control. We know Rammus is pretty far up right now. Only person we need to worry about is Lissandra. We just barely missed the Q there. But we can look to go ahead and make some plays up here. Counter jungle as well. Why not? Get some free camps. Rammus does smite it away, but we get all the small ones, which are worth a lot of gold. And we can look for a spear here. Just barely missing. Rakan gets taunted out of his E, but he still makes it out. Oh my goodness, just narrowly missing another spear here. Hopefully landing something there. Oh, the Luden's Tempest did indeed hit the target over there, but no kill on that. We're not going to overextend. We can look for Baron though, because their enemy team is really low, right? Only Rammus and Jax really can contest this. The rest of them are pretty low, and they don't really have a lot of abilities ready for this contest. But we see that Jinx is indeed here, so we're going to look to pick her off instead. Narrowly missing her with Victor's E there and RQ. So now we're not going to take the risk. We don't want to 50-50 this game, have Rammus come in and steal it. That will not be fun. So we're going to go back to clearing our jungle, getting as much gold as possible, and finishing off our next couple of items here, so that we can go, of course, continue to absolutely steamroll and carry this game like crazy. What a game this has been so far. What do you think of this Nidalee player, guys? He's absolutely incredible at the game. We do not quite get to finish off our item here, but we do pick up our components for our next item, which is, of course, going to be the hourglass, which we all love so much. And we see that Jax is coming in here, not able to do much damage for the Rakan. He's got to be careful too, because, I mean, Jax is kind of just a little bit overextended there. He's going to die. That was a really poor play from the Jax, or even in Challenger, people make that level of mistakes. And now we can, of course, look to pressure Baron again. Going ahead and starting that up. Lee Sin's not there, and the enemy team is getting close to contest, so Lee Sin needs to get his butt over there. And, I mean, we got quite a bit of damage on it. We want to look to fight them as they try to walk in. Maybe get a free kill or two. And now we can see Lee Sin's getting engaged on. Lysandra just narrowly avoiding the Victor stun, and we're going to look to get in here with our team. Lysandra using her ultimate. We're just going to look to line up a spear wherever we can. Jindal, of course, coming in. That's going to be a dead Lysandra eventually here. There it is. And now, once again, we did not place the spear in the right spot there, so we did not get the jump bonus distance there. Very funny. But yeah, we can just look to now counter jungle, take away all of Rammus's jungle camps here. We do have to be careful, because Jax is here, and we do have the Rakan. It looks like we're actually just narrowly avoiding death there because of our flash, and we've baited, oh, so many enemy team members to come in and die for that. Oh, they did overcommit for sure. And now, of course, finally, we're gonna actually get the Baron here. 10-1 and 10. 25 minutes into the game. This is going to be very free to take. Jinx doesn't even have ultimate to try and steal this, and not like she really could anyways, because we do have smite. But wow, what a game this has been. We get our Zhonya's hourglass here, absolutely incredible, and we get a blasting one, and we're probably going to look to finish off our Dark Seal soon as well. And I like the little trick he does on the blasting cone here. He just throws the spear at the same time of hitting it. It looks pretty funny on the replay. It's like the spear's kind of gliding along with you as you're flying in the air. It's pretty cool though. Now, of course, we can look to set up picks, right? We're in the fog of war in the jungle here. You want to get kills where we can. Look to land spears, of course. Take this blue buff away from the Rammus. Not letting him get back in the game, of course. And getting ready for the dragon, which is spawning soon here as well. We do have so much damage at this stage of the game. We can just one-shot these camps. And such clean Cougar Q resets with the W there. I don't know if you guys saw that, but if you W and Q at the same time, you can just Q mid-air basically as you're jumping away. A very clean little trick you can do on Nidalee. So many little cancellations you can do on this champion. We're going to get this dragon, get on soul point. Enemy team is not going to bother contesting this because they're just way too far behind. And we're then going to look to make some plays happen in the top lane here, or bot lane here with Baron. Landing some spears over across on the Jace would be phenomenal. Just barely missing that. Now Rakan has to be careful. He is looking like he's going to die, and he will indeed die. And we got the tower. You know, it's not the end of the world. Our Victor, unfortunately, also did die, so we want to be just a little bit safe here. Lysandra not going to take that, but we can land a spear here maybe on the Jinx. I just want you guys to see the damage those spears do. If we hit Jinx with a max spear, it's literally going to leave her at like 15% health. It just does so much damage. So while our team's dead here, we're just going to go ahead and clear out our jungle. We're going to take whatever we can, and also look to counter jungle too. We can look for the red buff. We know it's spawning. We have to be careful though now that we see Rammus here, of course. But we land one spear on Jace, on Jinx, on Lysandra. They're pretty much dead, right? So we're just looking for that spear. We're just threading the needle, looking for the opportunities to line it up in the fog of war through the jungle. We'll eventually get one, and when we get one, it's going to be pretty crazy. Also, Nidalee is one of those champions where you definitely do want to have a team with some crowd control, because it makes your spears pretty much free to land. And we're going to go ahead and take that. I don't think that's going to die. Oh, it just barely dies. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and get this Jax here. Nice damage there on the W. Picking up the free kill. Gonna speed up a little bit here. We see that Lysandra is indeed out of her team's... Oh, just barely missing there, but she does Zanya's anyway, so this Q would not have hit even if we timed it right. Now, we can see Rammus here is trying to get in. Getting a lot of damage on us, but this is why we have Zanya's Hourglass. For situations like this, we do not have Flash. So we're just barely going to die there. Unfortunately, the Rammus does live, and we have to be careful because Jinx is getting excited here, and we're flashing over the wall. Just barely getting out of distance of the dash before it does hit. And we do kill the Jinx there. Phenomenal play there from the Lee Sin. Jhin helping with the last hit on the Rammus there, saying, I was here, guys. And we're going to be finishing off a Rylai's Crystal Scepter, guys. That's what we're building here. Now, why is that? Well, hitting a trap and having the Rylai slow is actually really good. And we can also... Oh, he actually goes ahead and sells it. Instead of getting the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, he's going to be picking up a Nidalee Large Rod. Maybe going for Death Cap here instead. We'll see what he does go for. Yeah, just picking up the Needles instead of the Rylai's. Very, very interesting. I'm not too sure why he ended up selling there. I think that was a mistake. But you know what? I guess just wanting to go for the Death Cap. That is going to be a really strong power spike as well, of course. And we can see potentially able to land a spear there, but we do get spotted out by vision. And we're just going to go ahead and hit that Scrying Orb, see if we can get any vision. Just waiting for the enemy team. Placing traps in the enemy jungle along commonly walked paths, guys. That will help you just get free kills, right? Getting the mark a lot of the time when you're this fed is just a free kill. You one-shot pretty much anyone with the mark on them. The Cougar form just does so much damage. And now we're setting up for the next dragon, right? We're going to clear as many camps as we can before dragon does spawn. And we're going to look to set that up. We see that their blue buff is up. I'd like to see some contests there, but instead looking to push mid lane. A little distracted here, the Nidalee player. I don't think being mid lane there was necessary at all. Jin's going to push that lane. We want to look for spears in the jungle right now. Poke them out before the dragon fight even starts, really. And we can see Lysandra actually takes the blasting cone there. Very surprising. We are stunned for a very long time, so we actually almost do get picked off there, but the enemy team was not in position, luckily, to pick us off. But now, once again, going back into the jungle, looking to land some spears here, hopefully. Any one spear will change the course of this fight. So we just got to keep threading the needle, looking for that spear, making the enemy team really hesitant to walk in here. And just throwing those spears over and over again every single time off cooldown. We do get stunned. We need the Zanyas. We do get the Zanyas off. And our team is able to kill the Jinx and the Jace before we do get out of the Zanya's Hourglass there. And that's why Zanyas is such a good item, guys. You just stall for that extra couple of seconds. That could be enough time for your team to dive their backline and kill them. We can see Victor picks up a quadra kill there. Absolutely insane. So they're, of course, going to push mid as Jhin takes Dragon here, gets the soul. I think they could have just ended the game here if they all just grouped up mid lane. I don't think there's any need to finish off the dragon there. It looks like we might be able to end the game still, though. We'll see. Oh my god, they're all coming alive very soon. They have to be all hitting this right away. And it looks like we're going to be able to just barely get the Nexus there. Absolutely phenomenal game. Smash the like button if you enjoyed today's video, guys. Subscribe. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.